Hello, everyone, Johnson. Hello. Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. So, Paul Manafort's case that's in state court in New York, where he was, I guess the Attorney General, Letitia James, I think is her name, but also the District Attorney in Manhattan. I don't understand all of it exactly. I believe the main case was brought against by Letitia Jackson, not Letitia James. What the hell is her name? Letitia James, excuse me. No disrespect to the Attorney General. New York's State Attorney General, right. So, basically, the case has been dismissed against Paul Manafort, all right? 1 minute into it, that's the news. And, he's as good as pardoned, in my opinion. Just an opinion. He is totally. He's right now serving 7 years, looking out to 2024 for bank and fraud charges. I can't remember specifically, but basically the judge ruled that this is double jeopardy and that the charges being brought by, New York State. And I think Cuomo tried to change some law or do something so that, this case wouldn't run into double jeopardy, but it has. And the judges ruled that many elements of the charges, if not all, or if not in total, are extremely similar to the charges he was found guilty of, in federal court, and so dismissed it, and, I think both the Attorney General and I guess the Attorney General, Letitia James, and the District Attorney of Manhattan, where some of the condos were owned, they brought separate cases, possibly. They claim to be, they're going to appeal it. And I guess we'll see what happens from there. But, my guess is, Paul Manafort is definitely looking like he's going to be a free man. It's just a question of when, And my guess is that Trump is basically going to wait until the 2020 election is over. And if he doesn't win, he's going to pardon him then. And if he does win, he's going to pardon them then. Both. And that's it, dude. That is it. The judge is Maxwell Wiley. It's a man. And, he's been he sits on the New York State Supreme Court, but, I don't think this wasn't the Supreme Court hearing this. He also is a justice in in some other capacity, because he's the only one who's hearing this case in whatever court, but he's been a justice since 2004, acting justice, New York Supreme Court, something from 2004 to present. He was appointed by George Pataki, which is the former Republican governor of New York. I'm a Republican. And then reappointed by Governor David Paterson, David Paterson was the blind guy. I don't know if he stepped in for Spitzer after Spitzer had to step down or what. But he was originally appointed by Pataki, which tends, admission to the bar, New York State Appellate Division, 2nd Department, 1987, whatever. And, he went to University of Wisconsin Law School. My guess is that he's, right-leaning. But he has dismissed the case. It's over, and pending appeal, Paul Manafort's state charges are gone, and he could be a free man. He's in a hospital right now. He had suffered some cardiac event, is what they called it, last week, even though it was just reported yesterday. And, it was reported right before Robert Gates, I think, who's his longtime associate, who actually flipped on him, was facing sentencing and, was basically hoping for probation. Both the prosecutor and the defendants both, agreed to that. But the judge said, people that flip on drug dealers or something like that, they always get some time too, so you got to get some time. So he got 45 days, I think, of weekend jail, something like that. But right around when he was, right after he got sentenced, or right around then, the news broke that Paul Manafort was in the hospital. But it happened last week. He's still there in some hospital in central Pennsylvania. He's in some kind of medium, low security federal prison, which is probably, not too bad. And but he's, in my opinion, he's going to be a free man come 2020, irregardless whether Trump wins or loses. You know, and it's that's what I think the deal is. And that is the story there. You know what? I mean, do you want to hear the charges in it? And you can tell, I mean, I'll read through it as quickly as possible. So you know, basically, you know, what the charges that were being brought against him. I assume these are very similar to what was, you know, what happened in federal court, what he's in jail for right now. Charges were filed against Manafort by the state of New York soon after he was convicted in a federal courtroom in D.C. The state of New York alleged that Manafort defrauded Citizens Bank and the Federal Savings Bank over mortgage loans on properties in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Long Island that were owned by him or his family. Those properties are a townhouse at 377 Union Street in the affluent neighborhood of Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn, and a condo at 20 Howard Street in Soho, Manhattan. The fourth floor condo in the heart of Soho, Manhattan has its own elevator opening directly into the loft space, which spans more than 2,000 square feet and includes a steam shower, soaking tub, and wood-burning fireplace. The pre-war Brooklyn townhouse had many of its original features and is a 4,000 square foot home spread across several floors. According to the federal indictment against him, Manafort purchased the home in 2012 through a shell company in Cyprus, where he had stashed income from his lobbying work. He paid around $3 million in cash for the home. In the same year, he used, this is the Daily Mail, by the way, in the same year, he used his Cyprus fund to buy the Howard Street condo, paying around $2.85 million. When he applied for mortgage on the condo, Manafort falsely claimed that his daughter and son-in-law were living there when, in fact, he was making thousands of dollars each week by renting it out to Airbnb. And that's the extent of this charge. This is the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail, Louise Boyle in New York for the Daily Mail. That's just so you know what he was basically charged for in federal court, and I think they were very similar in the state court. President Trump, who has spoken sympathetically of his former campaign chair, would not be able to pardon Manafort for convictions in a state jurisdiction, but does have the power to commute federal crimes, which is what he's sitting in jail for now. And that's what's going to happen. He's going to get pardoned. He's going to be free in 2020. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.